All right. Thank you for everyone reminding me there. Perfect. Okay, anyway, so when you come down to the scanner, right? You click this right here, and basically it's a tutorial of how to properly use the AIs, whatever AI that is you want to learn. Obviously, for this particular call, we're doing the purple TrendWave and the red Killshot, and it goes over the very basics. So when I actually come to the scanner to TrendWave, you can see there's a bunch of symbols on here, and it's, you want to learn what those mean. I will go over them a little bit, but you definitely want to get a deeper and better understanding of it. And going up here to that yellow, learn to use the Jifu scanners is the way to go. It's kind of like going to school and then never reading your textbook. Like you're going to learn what the teacher's telling you, but you're going to retain the information better if you actually read your textbook, right? And that's exactly what this is here. Okay, perfect. So, for any of my newbies, go ahead and drop a 333. This is your first time on the call. If you're completely new, you have no idea how to use TrendWave and Killshot, or you just feel like you're not that confident with it. Fever Dream, when and where is the next one? Try and make it to Arizona and Vegas. Yeah. So I don't know yet when the next one is, but for a fact I will be there for sure. All right. So I have a few new people here. Okay, so the way that we use TrendWave, right? The purple one over here, TrendWave, is where you find the trade. Obviously, you can see here, it's telling you exactly when to enter, when to exit in profit. Basically, you're making money and where to exit in case it is not right. So basically, if it's wrong, we protect our money by putting the invalidation so you don't lose more money than you have to. And this is where we find the trade, okay? Write that down. Find the trade. Purple, find. Red is where we would confirm that the trade that we found is a good trade to take. All right, let me say that again. Red is to confirm that the trade we found is indeed a good trade to take. Just because we see it doesn't mean we can go. All right. The way I like to think of it, this is something I just came up with. So if you're driving, right, and you're at a stop sign, right, and someone next to you starts driving, are you gonna just start driving or are you gonna go look up to see, make sure that that light is green? You know what I'm saying? Like other people might take the trade, yeah, but you're looking up at the stop sign. Hey, is it green or is it red? Like, can I go? Can I not go? You know what I'm saying? All right, perfect. So what we're gonna do, I'm gonna show you exactly what it is I look for. So me personally, I trade NAS 100 US 30 the most. So we're gonna start there. We're gonna see. So once I click on it, obviously it pulls up the US 30 chart here. And I personally chart the 15 minute, 30 minute, 5 minute is if you're wanting to get in and out, in and out. That's scalp trading. Once again, if you don't know what that is, go through the beginner training and basically it's really quick, right? But I like longer trades. I like making, potentially making more money. So I go with 15 and 30. All right, so then what I do is just click through the time frames, which is up here, 15 minute, 30 minute, and I'm looking for it to be, can you take his bone, please? It's a little bit too loud. Thank you. The blue line. So I'm looking for this long blue line to be down here. Obviously, in all of the examples that I have right now, it is too far away. It's not there, it's not there, it's not even here. It is a little bit close. But it's not quite there. We might come back to this later. We might come back to this later. Anyway, so I'm just gonna move on. I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna come through, look at the 30 minute, whoops, 30 minute, 15 minute, 5 minute. None of them are good. Go ahead and move on. Let's check out gold. Okay. 30 minute, 15 minute, 5 minute. Nope. Nowhere near. And if you guys have any questions, and anyone who has been on my calls already and already knows what it is I'm looking for, if you see something, please let me know. All right, 30 minute. Ooh, here we go. All right, so this is what I'm looking for here. Now, I don't like that it already hit exit one. However, it's not, we don't dismiss it just because it has, you know what I'm saying? All right, so it is near here. It is near the entry. We do have some consolidation. It is coming down. Okay, so the first thing you're looking for, obviously, what is for beginners, what is the very first thing I'm looking for? What is it that I'm doing when I'm skipping through the different time frames, right? What is it I am looking for? What is the first thing I am looking for? Have you all beautiful faces over here. Who can tell me? All right. Bears are, nope, that is not what we're looking for. You can look at overall trend, yes. Don't say that's not a wrong answer, but when it comes to the way that we use this I am looking for the candles or this blue line to be at entry right here. And obviously, as we can see, it is at entry. That is number one. Number two, and that's kind of where the bearish and bullish comes in. So it's not wrong at all, right? It's for this RSI down here. I'm going to delete this because I don't really look at that. And it is the RSI to be up at the ceiling. So the way that you look at the RSI is like if you get a bouncy ball and you throw it up against the ceiling, you're expecting it to come down. If you throw a bouncy ball at the floor, you're expecting it to come up. So it's basically like bouncing back and forth, right? That's exactly how we see the RSI. If it's at the bottom, you can expect it to come up. As you can see, I'll even zoom out for you phone people. You can see when it was down here, and it correlates like with the mouse, right? You can see this little X that it's making or a little plus sign. If I come down here, you can see the green boxes. You can see that it's crossing right here. We're looking for the cross. And boom, you can even watch it go up, 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 up. Does that make sense? Go and drop a 2, 2, 2 if you see that. The RSI is at the bottom. It crosses right here. You can see the cross right there for the green to cross over the red. And then it goes up, 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 up. Right? Perfect. So when it comes to the bottom, we're expecting it to go up. So in this particular case, since we're going in for a sell, since the exits are below the entry, of course, we're wanting it to be in the upper half, if not all the way up to the ceiling. Now, it can sometimes reverse and change directions when it's not fully at the top. As you can see right here, it was not fully at the ceiling. However, once it crossed right here, boom, 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 it went all the way down to the floor. Go and drop a 1-1 if you see that, if you understand. You wanting it to be in the top half, but it's even better if it's all the way up to the ceiling. But sometimes it just does not happen. Go and drop a 1 if you understand that. All right, perfect, perfect, perfect. All right. So once again, I have both of these. It is now, it's kind of in the middle, but for the purpose of this call, I am going to go ahead and go over to Killshot and double check this. So we are in a 30-minute. This is silver. We're going to go over to the Killshot here. Confirmed trade with Killshot. Nice job. Yes. So now what I do with Killshot, right? As you can see, we have all of these boxes. Once again, if you want to learn about all the different symbols, if I zoom in here, you can see there's a bunch of different symbols. You would once again go to Learn Jifu Scanner, go to Killshot and learn all the different symbols. But for this strategy, all we're looking for is for these first 6 boxes. You guys see this? 1 minute, 5 minute, 15 minute, 15 minute, 30 minute, and 1 hour right here. We're looking for them to all be the same color. So since we're going in for a sell over at TrendWave, we're wanting them to be all red. Is this a good time to go in for a sell right now with the way the first 6 boxes are right now? Not yet. Exactly. No, it's not. So we would have to wait. Now, if these other ones are also red, you can kind of expect, so if you have been on my previous trades, I talk about retracements and fair value gap. Basically, you see a big, actually, let me just show you. Let me show you exactly what it is I'm looking at. So, so I'm not trying to have you guys imagine colors in your head. All right. Look at the 1 hour because it's going to be a better picture. Okay, perfect. So we are looking at the 1 hour, so don't get confused, okay? Obviously, we're looking at the 30-minute when it comes to the trade. Now, when you see this big candle, you see this big movement, obviously was here, 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 and then boom, big movement, right? Do you guys see that first of all? Go ahead and drop a 2 if you see this big movement. Boom, all the way down, right? Perfect. Now, when there is a big movement like that, it has to come back and basically balance it out. There cannot be a huge movement and then that kind of balance out. If there's a huge gap, right? So from here all the way down, boom. Let me bring my brush out so you guys can see this. Exactly. All right. So do you guys see this thin little line here, right? This thin little line is called a wick, right? Again, if you don't know what it is, go to beginner module in the Forex, right? There's a wick right here. And then movement, movement, movement. And then there's the second candle over here. So we're not looking at this. We're looking at the one before and the one after, right? Now, there is a huge gap between here and here. Do you guys see that? This yellow line between where this is, this wick before, and where the wick of the previous one was. Do you guys see that? Go ahead and drop a, I don't know, 3. Go and drop a 3, 3, 3 if you guys see that. Perfect. This is called a fair value gap. There is a gap there. This yellow line, right, is, let me pull it away a little bit, is the fair value gap. The market has to fill it. It has to touch. Like when it comes down here, it has to come back and touch it. So when you come over the kill shot, right, and you see the blue in the first two, what are we expecting? So what are we expecting for the people? So this is more advanced. If you're confused, do not worry. You will learn how I work the more you hop on my calls. But for the people, I'm gonna test you guys that have been on my calls. What are we expecting with the first two being blue? What am I looking for right now? And why am I still talking about this trade, even though it's not all red? We're waiting for it to turn red. Okay. To move up, maybe, retracement. Those are all good. I like it. Let's just go with it. Yes, so I am waiting for it to fill the gap, right? So as you can see, it did already fill the gap. It might fill all the way up here, but as you can see, it kind of already did a little bit. So I'm not expecting all the way to come here. And then what about this EMA? Do you guys remember this EMA? This blue line in the cloud? Do you guys remember the significance of that? It's here. If I'm looking for a retracement, a pullback, yep. What am I expecting when there's a huge candle and I have a fair value gap? Does anyone remember? If not, that's completely fine. Don't worry about it. Five, four, three, two, one. All right, so we are expecting it to touch the EMA. So if I go back in time, let me find one for you guys. That's not a good example. Right here. Boom. You see? Huge movement all the way down. Boom. Now this is a flag, so this is a pattern, okay? We're not gonna worry about the fair value gap not being filled here because we have a flag here. Anyway, so what it did, right? It came back, it retraced a little bit. It was trying to retrace. It created the flag pattern. Once again, if you go to the beginner module, you'll know what this is. And then it touched the EMA. Once it touched the EMA, whoom, all the way down. You guys see that? And that is the pullback. That is the fair value gap. That is the BART. I talk about the BART a lot as well. The break and retest, right? After it breaks a certain area, it comes back. Once again, if you're confused, the more you're on my calls, the more this is going to make sense. Okay, please don't get confused. Right? So we're expecting it to at least hit here, and that is confirmed also if you come down to your RSI. You can see it's in the bottom half. You're expecting it to come all the way to the ceiling, and that most likely will be about right here when it hits that. Okay. Anyway, going back to for my beginners now, I know if you might be a little confused, that is totally fine. This is more for the people who have been on my calls a couple of times now. So coming back to the 30-minute, as you can see, once again, it is still kind of in the middle. So what we're expecting with Killshot having the two red ones here, we're expecting it to go up a little bit. And this is what I'm seeing here, and this is what I want you guys to see. Is that the EMA is here, so it's right above the entry. The RSI is about middle. We're wanting it to go up here, and the reason, whoops, what just happened? Whoa, I don't know what just happened. Let me reload. I think I accidentally pushed something and it kind of messed up the scanner. So let me reload this real quick. Go home, scanner, there we go. TrendWave. Let me bring you guys over here. And if you're confused, like I said, don't worry about it. You know, I've been trading for a while now, so if you have questions, please just ask. Like just ask. I will answer. Someone else will answer. Make sure that you watch the beginner module first. Okay, there we go. That was weird. I don't know what happened there. Okay. So anyway, so once again, because those two ones are red, we're expecting it to retest, right? The break. You can see about here, it broke. It has to retest. The fair value gap is here. The RSI is in the middle. We're expecting it to come up. So I'm expecting to sell right about here. I don't think it's going to happen while we're on a call, but this is like such a perfect example of you waiting a little bit. So every 5, 15 minutes, maybe even 30 minutes, since this is on a 30-minute time frame, I would come back to this. Maybe you might even see me send a trade later on silver once I see it finally line up perfectly. But I hope that makes sense. This again, I'm not expecting my beginners to say that they understand this, but for the people who have been on my calls that know how I operate, do you guys see what I see? Go ahead and drop the 222. Once again, if you're a beginner, don't worry, you don't have to understand. for those people who have been in my call. Perfect. I'm glad because this is like a perfect setup and I love it. Anyway, but it's not ready yet. We have to wait. So someone did drop a trade. I did see that. GBB CAD. All right, let's look at GBB CAD. Where are you? There you are. 15-minute. All right. So it is extremely close to invalidation. It is. However, like I talk about, I do like trades that are away and closer to the invalidation because it's less money that you would lose in case that we would have a wrong trade. So I will, for the purpose of this call, look at this, okay? But do be aware that's really close to invalidation. However, if we go down to the RSI, it is really close to the ceiling. The RSI is looking a little juicy there. As you can see, it is very close to the line. So all we're waiting for is for this green line. I don't know if you guys can see this. Let me like move it up a little bit. There we go. To cross this red line. So that's one. We also have the red right here, which once again, if you go through the how to use the Jifu scanner, is a good indication that it might go down. So we have that. So I will look over at Killshot. Let's go look at Killshot. Oh, okay. So here, right here, it'd be no, right offhand. Like it's a really good time to go in for a buy. So let's go back to TrendWave and let's look at the other ones. There, let's look at 5 minute. Let's look at the 5 minute. All right, we do have some consolidation here. It might come back down to retest that EMA, but no, this is a horrible, and that is why it's so close to invalidation right there. You know what I'm saying? Remember I was talking, I was like, I don't like that it's so close to invalidation. Now you know why. Because it's all blue. This is a good time to go in for a buy if TrendWave had a trade, but obviously going through there are no trades like at all anywhere. There's nothing near entry. Had you maybe taken this all the way over here, this might go up, but we already missed it. And the RSI is also in the top half, so I am not touching this. Good try though. So it was a good try, but no, that is not a good trade to take. So we're gonna keep going. So I'm gonna now just keep going through all the different trades. If you guys have questions, please ask so I can answer. But as of right now, I'm gonna go ahead and focus on trying and see a good trade that we can take together on this call. You know what I didn't check out? I didn't check out Bitcoin. I usually start with that. Okay. So now we're just gonna go ahead and look for a trade that we can take as a team. 5 minute. Oh, we do have. Oh, please. RSI, bottom half. Kill shot, please. Oh, 1 minute. But that's not like it can change any second. So, 5 minute. Let's see what it's doing over here. So the only time that I don't take it necessarily is, or that I'm like gonna check when I see something being red, like something not lining up, is because I'm gonna check, hey, is there a better entry to take? That's what we're doing right now. Maybe it's retracing. Maybe there's a 5 minute fair value gap. We don't know. And that is what I'm going to do now is check for you guys. All right, so this is a good trade to take in a moment once that 1 minute turns blue. Once it turns blue, if it does during the call, we're taking this because look at that. We got the EMA cross here. We got even this. Like I said, I don't really use this. However, so you see how it's kind of like a wave? It's kind of like up, down, right? It's kind of like obviously if you put your hand out driving in a passenger seat, right? If you put your hand down, what's the wind gonna do? Like it's hitting the palm, your palm, right? What's gonna happen when your palm is down as you're putting your hand up and down and at this, the car, doing a little wave in the car, right? It's gonna push it down further. The wind is hitting the top of your hand, right? It's gonna put it down. If you put your hand up during the wave, right? That wave that you do, the wind is hitting the palm, the bottom right here, and it's gonna push your hand up, right? That's exactly kind of how you see this. It's kind of like a wee, you know what I'm saying? So as you can see, this red line is close to the middle to it looking like this. So this is really, really good. It pushed up just now. Let's go ahead and see kill shot. If it went, nope, not yet. We have to wait for that to turn blue, and that is you being safe because we could potentially get a better entry. It is so good though. So, okay, while we're waiting for that to turn blue, I'm gonna show you why for my beginners, why this is such a good trade to take. So we have it at entry. Obviously, you can see right here. And please don't take this trade yet, guys. Don't take it. It's too early. We're waiting for that 1 minute because it might give us a better entry, okay? Anyway, so we have it at entry, right? That's number one. We have it in the bottom half of the R side. That's number two. Additionally, if you've been on my other calls, you know that I love seeing these yellow resistance lines below or, near my entry closer to invalidation because it means it has a hard time going past that area, right? So since it's above the yellow line, it's having a hard time going down. And since we're going in for a buy, we would want it to have a hard time going down, right? That like it just makes sense. So we have also this green up signal right here. So the buy signal here. So all of that together, and then also, oh my goodness, there's so many confirmations. Look at this too. We got the consolidation going on right here as well. You see this consolidation box. We had it break. We had to come back down to retest. So we have a BART. Remember, break and retest as well. This is such a good trade. We just need to wait. We have to be patient. Trading's about being patient. We have to wait for that 1 minute to turn blue. If someone wants to go ahead and take initiative and watch the kill shot for me and send it in the chat once it turns blue, then we can all take it together. But as of right now, we have to be patient. We have to be patient. So if someone wants to do that, go ahead and do that. We're gonna move on. Oh my goodness, I'm gonna go ahead and call this trade, guys. So there it is, 5 minute. Here you guys go. Bitcoin, go ahead and take that trade. It just turned. We are good to go. Um, 1 second, guys. I have to go over the kill shot. I would go for no more than number 3, TP3. There you guys go. I'm gonna pull it in for you phone people. Go ahead and drop a fire if you took this trade. And this is Bitcoin, by the way, in case anyone was confused. That is amazing. Woo! All right, I'm gonna go ahead and drop this in the chat for anyone that is not, maybe you're driving or something, and don't be reckless, don't be dangerous, guys. All right. That is awesome. I'm going to send this into the group chat. All right, go and drop a fire if you took that trade. I mean, was waiting for that, and I'm so glad it changed during. Now, you can expect it to go down a little bit. If it goes down, don't worry, don't worry, don't worry. Okay, that is just all part of it. There is a little bit of a fair value gap right here, so it might just touch here and then keep going up. Go and drop that fire. Oh, I'm so excited that we're able to take a trade together. Oh my goodness. All righty. All right, perfect. So, once we set, I only like taking one trade with you guys. Yeah, yeah, if you're a broker, some brokers have a huge spread, that's just part of it. But yeah, anyway, so I only want to take the one trade. I hope you guys understand why we took this trade. This is such a beautiful trade. Look at this. Once again, at entry, the resistance is here, the RSI at the bottom, the kill shot being all blue. This is absolutely amazing. Go ahead and drop it as well in the chat if you took it. I'm in. Send any results that you're having. Don't forget to move your SLs up as it's going to the different TPs. And yeah, I'm hoping that you guys learned something from this. I hope that this all makes sense. If you have questions, always ask in chat. Someone will answer you. I might answer you. Other people who have been in my calls will answer you. Otherwise, I will see you all on Thursday. And you guys have a great rest of your Tuesday. It's now, oh my goodness, I'm like all messed up because of LA. Anyway, make it to the next event. You guys missed out. You guys missed out so much. But anyway, I will see you guys next Thursday. Bye.